It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations brought to you by X-Chair. Your body and your work deserve the best office chair in the world. Trade up to X-Chair at xchairdlb.com. Dan, after an off season that included the pursuit of Russell Wilson and the drafting of Justin Fields, after they had already signed him and declared him the starter, he came out yesterday against his former team, went 9 of 11 for 58 yards.
No.
And a touchdown.
No, you're not going to do this.
Getting the Bears
out
to a 7-0 lead. That combined with his injury, combined with the poor play of Justin Fields, reminding everyone just how valuable he is. And Dan, just like that.
No.
And even though he might be out for a while, Andy Dalton is back. The Red Rifle. I think that's a record for the most time someone being back on weekend observations. Congratulations to Andy. Big day. Despite our best efforts to finish first, Florida finished a surprising 4th in the race to 50,000 COVID deaths. The D in DeSantis stands for death. Florida, don't hang your heads. You gave it 110%, left it all out on the field, including your masks, especially you in Tampa and Orlando. The other states didn't want it more. Just a numbers game. Close your eyes for a minute and imagine that the quarterback that injured himself on a water slide a week before the season wasn't a novelty quarterback with a great beard and a degree from Harvard. Imagine it was Jameis Winston. You can open your eyes now. What an underreported story that Fitzpatrick did that to himself. Imagine another quarterback doing that to himself a week before the season on a big water slide. Those are dangerous. You know the big one with the bowl? You like that one? You go around the bowl. You keep going around and around and around until it sucks you down. Oh, I love those. Those are great. But I'm not a quarterback. Anyway. Daniel Jones can scoot. Danny Dimes. Shouldn't we be criticizing Ron Rivera for not starting Taylor Heineke in week 1? The Green Lizard. Great nickname. Bill Polian was wrong. Daniel Jones is the quarterback that would have made a better wide receiver in the NFL. Danny Dimes. Has anyone checked on the player that cost the Giants the game? Joe Judge might have killed him. You know what the M in Miami stands for, Dan? Michigan State. Sparty-on. The most impressive college football team in the country this past weekend, by far, was the Florida Gators. They were. They lost by 2. They had a chance to tie the game in the 4th quarter. Alabama. Losing by 2 to Alabama should make you the number 2 team in the country.
Covering to Alabama, really.
You know what? I'm going to say it differently. I'm going to say losing by 2 to Alabama, they should be the number 1 team in the country. Make them the number 1 team.
Chip Kelly. It was fun while it lasted. Dan, there are certain places you don't want to visit on a Saturday night. One of them is Provo, Utah. Top 5 places you don't want to visit on a Saturday night. Number 5, the Cheetah Hallandale. Number 4, the Cheetah Pompano Beach. Number 3, the Cheetah Palm Beach.
Sprawling empire.
Number 2, Provo, Utah. And number 1, Dan, the Seminole Coconut Creek. Been there.
You've been everywhere except for Provo, Utah. You've been.
I've been to all 3 cheetahs in one night.
Your fingerprints, and let it be known that I hope it's only your fingerprints can be found in all of those places.
Alabama might be slightly better than Florida football, but we're slightly better than Alabama at COVID. How about that? Manny Machado yelled at Fernando Tatis Jr., saying it's not all about you. Manny, I hate to be the one that breaks the news to you, but I'm afraid that it is. I mean, it is all about Tatis. Machado signed there thinking it'd be all about Machado, and then Tatis came along, and now it's all about Tatis. It's a tough time for Manny Machado. Yeah. Can Oklahoma leave us alone already? You tired of them? Every year, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 11-0, and they're not good.
This is a weird one, right? Because I love watching the first couple of weeks of the season, and Florida State, are they better than you think because they played Notre Dame close? Oh, no, maybe Notre Dame's not that good. Oklahoma, Nebraska is one of those where you're like,
yeah.
Okay, did Nebraska get better? Not really, because they labored against Illinois, but they played them close, so that's good.
Whiteout, Happy Valley, coolest thing in sports. Couldn't do that here in Miami because anything that's white, we snort. Damian Harris, congratulations on being alive. Phillip Rivers, Miami Dolphins, collision course. Ryan Day confirmed that Ohio State defensive coordinator Kerry Coombs didn't call the plays on Saturday. You, of course, know what that means, Dan.
I don't.
It means Ryan Day took back the reins. You know what the KC in Kerry Coombs stands for?
No.
Not complete control. No one loves a 10-7 halftime score more than Vic Fangio. Bangs. He's got you right where he wants you. He does. It's up 3.5. Run the ball.
Low scoring game. His Broncos are just trying to bore you to death. Their game plan before the game is, can we bore the defense into our 22 points winning?
Rib injury to a bad. 4 interceptions. Punter doubling as a kicker. I hate them. Joe Burrow, 200 pass attempts without an interception. Joe Burrow's next 3 pass attempts, 3 interceptions. Football.
He was not good yesterday.
You got him back in the game, though.
I mean,
Little
did he?
Joe Cool magic.
Did Justin Fields get him back in the
Jamar
game?
Chase is really good.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
LSU wide receivers everywhere.
That is correct. He is really good.
You couldn't pay me to go to space without an astronaut, even though I'd probably do it for like $5,000, which incidentally is a lot less money than it would take me to try to tackle Derrick Henry. Is there an amount of money? If I said to you, $250,000, go try and tackle that guy. He's running full speed. 40 yards of steam. Okay?
I was thinking about this actually while watching, of all things, because I felt bad for the Michigan State cornerback early in that game when Rambo just kept doing these 6-yard passes and then running around him. It actually made me imagine how difficult a time we would have tackling any of these people. Like how ridiculous it would look if our show was out there, all of us, trying to tackle just Derrick Henry.
Can I take them behind the bit here real quick, Stugotz?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Stugotz in his weekend observation notes put without an astronomer, and I thought he was making a joke, and I thought, wow, this is a brilliant joke. But I saw in the live execution, he made it astronaut, which now has me even more confused about his just general sanity.
Well, no, Mike, did you see the folks that went up into space without an astronaut on board?
Yeah, but
I ain't doing that, man.
Yeah,
but I do it for $5,000.
We got the joke. The funnier joke is what Mike is saying there, that you thought the guys who went into space were women are astronomers.
That was a genuine mistake on his part.
Well, you know.
You saw what he tried to do, though, and just like the kitty litter thing he just tried to do.
It's my move. Death, taxes, and Tyrod Taylor, the injury. A weekly tradition, unlike any other, the Carson Wentz injury. You can't even fart on a guy anymore without getting a flag thrown is the best analysis I've heard this year.
Whose analysis?
I don't know who it was. I have no idea. It was on the background in the red zone.
Matt Millen.
Oh, Millen.
It was on the. Wait a minute. It was on a telecast.
Yeah,
it was on the Dolphins telecast.
Yes. Matt Millen said you cannot fart on a player anymore without getting flagged for it.
That was a thing that was said on the broadcast.
Yes.
Matt Millen has fallen. He was running the Detroit Lions. They have not yet recovered from it. many years ago. He has fallen. He was one of the best analysts in football, an up-and-comer. He has fallen to Dolphins, Bills, 35-0. You can't fart on a guy without getting called for a 15-yard penalty. It's great analysis. I can't promote Matt Millett.
2-0 start with 2 wins on the road. Good luck keeping the 49ers out of the Super Bowl. They're good. That team, they're good. They got an issue there. Jimmy Garoppolo issue. He wants to play Lance, and Garoppolo's playing too well.
Was yesterday too well, Stugotz? Like it was
good enough.
7-3 in the fourth quarter.
2-0. Yeah. 2-0.
Okay.
35-0. You know what the Bills did, right, Dan?
Handled business.
They pitched a shutout. Vikings Cardinals. Singed my eyebrows. More Aqib Talib, please. If Mike Vrabel had it his way, every game would go down to the final minute of overtime. Bears fans, careful what you wish for. Rivers to the Colts, Cam to the Dolphins. Book it.
Wait, you can't go against your own collision
just
course.
had Rivers.
That was then. This is now. I've changed course.
You had Rivers as a Dolphin.
Yeah, but I wrote that when Tua went out, he went out early, and then Wentz went out later, and Rivers already played in Indianapolis and loves Frank Reich. And so I just figured, okay, now Rivers going to the Colts, and now you're the Dolphins. You're not getting Rivers. You have to go Cam Newton.
Okay, I understand the logic, yes.
All right. Maybe Drew Brees. Can you imagine? Brees finally comes down to Miami.
Why?
They finally get it right.
Why do I get it right? Why do I want to?
Dante,
Why do I want to imagine that?
It's a weird thing to imagine. You're right. On the week Tom Brady said he would play until he's 50, he put up 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Almost put up 50.
He's perfect. At this point, shouldn't we all just take whatever the hell Guerrero is giving Brady and Gronk? Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.